Howdy lovelies, how are you all doing? Welcome back to Wobble Crafting, where we learn, grow and craft together. In this session, we are going to learn to do reverse stamping. Now, reverse stamping can be very versatile as it helps you to make the most of your stamps. What you need is some packaging material, your favorite stamp that is not both sides. Obviously, stamps always face only one way. But I want to show you a way that you can use that and make the most of your stash. So without further ado, let's get started. I've got a simple, very flimsy piece of cardstock here. This is slightly thicker than copy paper. It was a scrap piece. I've got a few from a project that's left. And I just used my corner punch and I just trimmed those four corners. To do our technique, reverse stamping, I want to just put a background color on here, and I'm going to use Distress Oxide inks. Very vibrant. It's a pigment-based ink, so it takes longer to dry. So I am going to use picked raspberry, some salvage patina, and seedless preserves. Again, just dabbing it into my ink pad. And then I am going to add it on. And you can see I'm putting this directly onto my tag because I want that good solid color. No, I'm not worried about making the marks, just random, but I'm going to cover the whole background. And then after that, I will clean my workspace. And we will get into today's technique or simple trick just to make the most of our stash. Now, I love these colors, very bright. Very beautiful. And you can put it anywhere you want, as much as little as you want to. We'll continue now with seedless preserves. Add a little bit here and there next to that pink. A little bit over the pink. And I want a little bit just here, and I'm going to just deepen that color. There we have that. Now for that salvage patina, love that color. When I start airing my new series, you would see that I use salvage patina quite a bit. And now I'm just adding this in between. You see, this is very flimsy, it bends easily. Such a vibrant background. A little bit overlapping here and there, which turning it into that almost purpley color. Giving just a little bit more. I want a little bit more there on the edge. And there we have it. I will turn this, and then you can see this beautiful background. Very, very vibrant. Going to close the inks now and just put that to one side. Salvage patina, seedless preserves, and picked raspberry. Ink blending tools to one side. What we need now is a piece of packaging material. Again, any size will do as long as your stamp can fit on it. I'm just going to clean this quickly. Because the oxide inks and even distress inks are reactive to water, I'm going to just spritz this quickly, just a little bit. I want some nice big droplets on here, and you will see that the water will, or the ink will react to the water immediately, like absolutely immediately, just to give that little bit of interest on the background. And I will bring this closer to you, and you can see the wonderful color effect that now is happening on this inked background of ours. I just love the oxide inks. Yes, of course, my cardstock is very thin and it is a little bit more flimsy right now because it is damp. But just give it a moment. It won't take too long to dry. And that is the beauty of this product, the Distress range of Ranger. Absolutely magical. Now, because that has happened, It will take a moment or so, but that will dry, leaving us with these white splotches on top. I'll bring it closer, then maybe you can see that reaction on with this dark pink. You can really see it. This is not so dark. Maybe I should just take my, and maybe just put a few bigger drops there, and there, maybe there, and maybe in this blue area as well. You can use any tissue towel just to dab that a bit, or you can leave it to dry. This is just absolutely amazing. I think you can see it clearer now, where there truly is a bigger reaction with the bigger droplets. That one is still wet, but it will dry within a few minutes. If you want to continue to craft and have fun, you can always dry this with the heating tool to speed up the drying process. Alternatively, you can leave it to let it do its own thing. Now, our technique, what I'm going to do is, our set that I'm using is, and some of the stems are falling off, Nature Walk, which is also Tim Holtz, the Tim Holtz collection, Stampin' Anonymous, Nature Walk CMS 181. Now I'm going to use this wonderful stamp here, which would naturally fit on this side, but we want it in reverse on the other side. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take a dark color. I don't have a black suit in Distress ink, neither in Distress Oxide yet. I'm slowly getting some of that, but I'll use a very dark brown color. Now for this, I'm going to just grab a stamp block. I want to just add this on the stamp block. You could do it without the stamp. You can see I have used the stamp before, and I am going to ink this. Bring the stamp to the stamp block to which I have added the stamp, making sure it's inked well everywhere. And I'm going to stamp it about here. Just make sure you apply good pressure to the whole surface so that we get a good impression. There we have that. Now what to do, because I want it as it is here on this side. How will we do that? The same thing. And this is the beauty of this technique. We're going to use the cellophane packaging material. Doesn't matter, whatever you want to call it. Ink your stamp yet again. Make sure there's good coverage. And this is why we don't use an archival ink. It dries very quickly. And of course, it's permanent. If you can work quick, you can possibly do that quicker. Just inking up the stamp. And we are going to stamp on here. Just bringing it closer. And now we really have to work very quickly. So what am I going to do? I'm going to stamp on the cellophane. Make sure that there's a good impression made. So apply some pressure. Lift it up without smearing it. And then as quick as you possibly can, turn this over. Place it where you want it. And very, very carefully press down on this. Will it be as clear as the other one? No, we can't, because there's now pressure directly to this. But lift it up from the other side, away from the stamp. And there you have it. You now have got the image and the mirror image there. Isn't that just awesome? Using a simple packaging material, you can use this over and over. Let's complete this little stamp. I want maybe a combination of others. I'll just put this one back on the set. This one is from the Papillon set. And I'm going to just add some background stamping here. Part of the focal points. Maybe get some butterflies. And we can finish this off. Again, good pressure. Still with the ground espresso, because that's the darkest color that I have here. I just want to get another stamp block. This should sort of fit in, maybe not completely, but it should work. Now this one might just not fit on the card, so I'll just take another piece of scrap cardstock that I have close by for in case, and I'll start from the bottom. I will try to add that more or less there. So half of that butterfly will be cut off. Good impression again, just make sure there's good pressure. Of course, if you had a MISTI or one of those stamping tools, you could have used that. Now, just a slight part of that stamp did not come in, and it's actually not so bad, right? So we still have most of that there. We can use only a part of this, repeat this. I just want to just get this part in, make sure the complete butterfly is stamped with the image, and then I'm going to put it here at the bottom. And there we have that one. We need some script. Let's get this one. It says, I write a true love letter. You ought to begin without knowing what you mean to say, and then finish without knowing what you have even written. Quite cute. Quite cute. Let's just add a little bit of that there. Not much. Maybe another part there. Maybe of the bottom part. I beg your pardon. Maybe there. Just to get some script. And I'll put that back. And maybe, let's see. I'll just put this one back on the set. The one stamp got lost, but it is what it is. What else do I have here? Let's take one from the field note set that says destination, just because we have Paris, New York and London up there, and just something different, and I'll stamp it there. Destination. Just to show you, today's thing is just to have that in reverse. So there we have it. I'm going to just take my ink blending tool and just finish it off with some ink on the edges. Same color, Distress ink, and ground espresso, which is just rounding this off beautifully and pulling your eye into the actual tag. Now this can be used as a belly band, can be used as a tuck spot, can be glued down in the journal, anywhere. But I hope you liked today's session and that you learned how you can then stretch your stash a little bit by using this simple trick to stamp in reverse onto your projects using cellophane or packaging material. Thank you for joining me today. Please go try this for yourself. As always, tag Wow Crafting on social media, as I would love to see your makes. If you want to see more content like this, please give me a thumbs up so that I can share these tips and tricks with other beginners as well. I hope you are building your confidence, seeing that beginners can also do these things, and that you will not be so scared to try things for yourself. As always, if you subscribe to my channel, I will honestly appreciate that. See you back soon. Goodbye.